What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video we're going to be talking about NIO, breaking it down as we always do. We're going to talk about the levels I'm watching, and we're just going to talk about what happened today. Now before we get to this video, I would like to remind you that I do have a free Discord server, link in the description below. If you ever need help during market open, we're super active and you can just hop in here, ask me a question, we share charts and things like that. Now let's get right into the video and let's break down NIO. Let's talk about the story today, what it did. Well, if you were watching the market today, it wasn't a surprise what happened for a lot of things. Now, the NASDAQ, the SPY, all of these indexes, they pushed up really huge. Apple, Facebook, all of tech did, and NIO did in the beginning. NIO pushed up, we opened up right almost at $60. So in the morning, it looked like NIO was going to have a bullish day as well with everything else. But unfortunately, it just decided to sell off, right? Pretty much all of the EVs sold off. Now Tesla was up, but XPeng was down, Li Auto was down. So all of the other Chinese automakers were down as well. Not just NIO, so don't feel like NIO was the only one that wasn't moving. If you take a look at XPeng as well, it was also down. See $1.38. So NIO was not the only one, so don't feel like NIO is broken or anything like that. It was just a sell-off. But let's talk about the levels that I'm watching. So what happened today? Obviously, it gapped up this morning. We opened up almost around $60, tried to push up to 60, found sellers, came right back down. Well, what did we do the rest of the day? The rest of the day was pretty much boring if you were watching NIO. We had that first aggressive sell-off, and ever since that aggressive sell-off, we just stayed pretty much horizontal for the rest of the day, which does get very, very boring, especially if all of the action happened in the beginning of the day and you were watching all these other stocks go up and, NIO was one of the only ones that were down. I know it's frustrating, but NIO did something which I liked, and it held this level right here. So NIO, it held this $57 level. I talked about it before in my previous videos. I said, hey, this $57 level is a crucial level that NIO needs to hold. If we get below it and we stay below it, then I talked about that we're going to have that dip to 53.69. However, the most important thing today is that we stayed above it. Yes, we tried to come back down, but notice we didn't get a single candle to close below this level. This is just a wick, so buyers came back up, bought it, and after this dip right here, this morning dip, we did not get underneath it at all for the rest of the day. So that was something important. That was a positive to look at for NIO. Even though NIO was down, you can look at it this way, that yes, even though we were down today, we still stayed above this crucial support. So that's a win for me. As long as we stay above this $57, then we'll be doing fine, and then we can talk about what's going to happen from there. So let's say tomorrow that we stay above $57. Let's say tomorrow we're bullish on NIO. Well, what's going to have to happen? So what I'm thinking and what I would like for it to do is if we push up tomorrow, we need to stay above this 59.01 area. Notice that this morning we gapped up and we got above it, but we were unable to stay above it. That was the important part. We need to stay above it. So if we get above it tomorrow, once we stay above it, then what would I be looking for? I'd be looking for a push up. So we get up to resistance, 59.01. We get up to it. We push up like we did today, but then we come back, retest it. Notice today we fell right through it, but we retest it and we hold above it. So if we can get that push up, retest on support, then that would be a very bullish sign for NIO. So once again, get the push up tomorrow, past $59. That's a strong resistance. Notice we got rejected over here and over here several times, and we were unable to stay above it today. So we know that this $59 range is going to be tough to get above and stay above. So let's say though, for the sake of this video, we do get above it. We confirm it, come back down, and then we shoot up. The next resistance level I'm not looking at is at 63.49. This is the next one that I think is a really strong one. Notice how many times we got rejected over here. We got rejected here many times before, and then we just came down here that final time and then just started dropping down. So once we get above $59, that's the only thing you need to worry about right now, is getting above $59. Then we can talk about the scenarios of getting back above 63.53, but we need to take this one step at a time, and we need to make sure that we get above $59 tomorrow. Well, now that we talked about the bullish case, let's talk about the bearish case. We always have to talk about both sides, guys. Even though we're all bullish on NIO, we have to factor in the bearish side as well. So let's say tomorrow we're red. If we're unable to hold $57, then I've mentioned this several times before, I would buy the dip here at $53. Now I know that's going to be quite a move down, but I still stand by that. If we're unable to hold $57, then I'd rather dip here at $53.69. Now I'd be patient. I'd wait for that opportunity to come. Now let's say we do get below $57 and we're somewhere in this area right here. We're not at $53.69 yet, and we're not back above $57. At that point, I would wait. I wouldn't take a trade either way. I would just wait. I would wait for it to get back above $57, or I'd wait for it to pull back down to $53.69. You got to be patient with your trades. Take the trade when it makes sense to you. Don't take the trade just because you want to be in it or because you think you're going to miss out. Take when it makes sense, and then like I said, if we stay above $57, perfect. That's the range I'm looking at. If we get below it, then I'm either waiting for it to get back above $57, or I'm playing it down here at $53.69. Now, if you're trading this, where would my stop loss be at? My stop loss, personally, this is just my preference, I'd have it at this wick right here at 56.24. So if it gets below 56.24, I'd stop out, then look to re-enter right here at 53.69. But I'd still be very, very patient with my entry. Overall though, NIO slightly down today. It was hardly anything, so don't worry, don't panic. We still held this level right here. I know it was a bit of a disappointment because we pushed up a lot on a lot of things, and even NIO pushed up, but then we sold off for the rest of the day. So yes, I understand your pain, I understand your frustration, but NIO held this key level, which was important. Either way, guys, thank you for being here. Appreciate all the support. Thank you so much. I couldn't express it more. Anyways, I will see you all in the next video.